Hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Hope you're well. Quickly, can you please just type in the chat box if you can hear me clearly? Because I'd like to make sure that the sound is clear. And today I'm very excited to invite our guest, Muhammad Salim, who is a prominent lawyer in the UK. I'd like to request Muhammad Salim, if you can hear me properly, and just I'd like to request to unmute yourself as well.
Yes, hello, assalamu alaikum, and good evening. Yes, I can hear you properly. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to thank you so much for giving us this time, valuable time. And we have got so many students, and is gonna go to different social media groups, channels as well. So probably later on they'll be benefited out of this. So before starting, just I'd like to request Muhammad Salim, can you please just introduce yourself so that everyone knows who you are, where you're from, a little bit background, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for inviting me. It is my pleasure to be here with you. And I understand that several other people have joined, and still some of them are trying to join. And I hope this session will be very useful for many of the viewers. And I will try to cover most of the areas which I have been told to cover. Now, in order to introduce myself, I need to say that I'm a solicitor of the senior courts of England and Wales. And if you ask me my academic background, then I would say that I have completed, first of all, I'm a graduate in English, then I have got a master's in English as well. And then I have got MBA, Masters of Business Administration from an UK university. Then I have also passed LLB, then I did PGD, then I did LLM, and I have passed LPC, and also I have done BPTC, I mean Bar Professional Training Course. So, but in the UK, you cannot be two at the same time. You cannot be a barrister and the solicitor at the same time. You have to keep one and you have to leave other in one side. So I have chosen to keep my profession or accreditation as a solicitor. So I'm the solicitor of the Senior Courts of England and Wales, and I am the principal solicitor of a firm called Wilden Legal Solicitors. This is there are 3 offices of this firm. The head office is based in Whitechapel area. The address is 2-12 Cambridge Heath Road, and the other office is in central London. That is in Chancery Lane area. Address is 5 Chancery Lane. And the third office is in Manchester, that is in Wilmslow Road, popularly known as Curry Mile. So I run a team of about 25 people, and that's how, and I deal with immigration mostly myself. Apart from that, I also deal with family litigation and conveyancing and personal injury and many other areas of law. Obviously, my firm does everything, almost everything, except only one area of law, that is criminal litigation. Apart from that, we deal with all other areas of law. And if you ask me regarding my experience in relation to immigration matter, I would say that I am a registered lawyer since 2007 in the UK. And prior to that, of course, I was involved with practice, but did not have license in order to practice in the UK, but I worked under other lawyers. So I have got that sort of experience, and I have dealt with, I don't know how many thousands.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Salim bhai, sharing all that stuff. So dear viewers, so what's gonna happen is I have got a very, very important questions what I got from you, I mean from your students. I'll ask him one by one, and also by this time, if you have got any particular questions, please type in the chat box. I'll pick up from there as well. So today's this live workshop is all about how to get settled in the UK. You know that very well. So Mohammed Salim, I've got the first question I have got is how long have you been helping students to get settled in the UK? That's the first question I'll start with.
Since I have been practicing as a lawyer in the UK since officially since 2007. So it's about 16 years now.
Okay, and next question, just I'd like to ask you. So far, approximately how many students have you helped? I mean, through different routes from Tier 4 to ILR?
It will be very difficult for me to say the exact figure or a rough figure. I reckon it can be several thousands. It can be over 10,000 or so, because every year, if I have dealt with like 5,000 to 6,000 people, so over the years it has been so much. So that's how it is. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for sharing. So the next question I'll ask you is, okay, so there are so many students, they would like to come to study in the UK, especially law. So I'm really curious to know, why have you chosen this path? I mean, law industry, why are you having your career in this industry? If you just share, please.
Right. Of course, I had curiosity while I was as a student in my like intermediate level or later level. Okay. So the law, as I mean, the best thing I like as a lawyer, that I get or we get so much respect from the people. And in this country, when I came here to study law, so I found that some of the lawyers, the human rights lawyer, basically most of the human rights lawyers, they fight for the people who I mean, who have been deprived by the government or by the other authorities, and who did not have proper access to law. And when they got success, I have seen some smiling faces, and they come to us and they bring some, you know, sometimes they bring sweets, sometimes they bring flowers, sometimes they bring thank you cards, and they praise everywhere. Wherever we go, I have seen that if we were doing, I mean, doing your job honestly and helping the people in right way, then you will get a lot of respect. And that is actually, I mean, you cannot buy it with money. That is something else. Of course, financial stability is also needed. So finally, I have chosen that this is the right path for me, and I became a lawyer. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you sharing a lot of things. So I'd like to just remind you, I'd like to greet you as a Selim Bhai. So if you allow me to do so. So still I can remember. So when I was frustrated, really confused when I was on PSW, I was not sure what to do, what should be my next move. And I booked a few appointments with different solicitors and lawyers, and I met you as well. Still, I can remember that was in Commercial Road. There was a long queue. I was sitting there. Then you called me and you listened to me. You asked me a lot of questions. Then you gave me advice. And after considering all the advice I received from different lawyers as well, then yeah, I followed your advice and I went through the entrepreneurship journey, all that stuff. So, I mean, publicly, I'd like to appreciate your effort and energy you have given to me, and that's why I'm here today. So thank you for that. And that's the reason I have invited and requested you to help our students who will get a guideline from you to get settled in the UK. So regarding that, I will ask you a few questions following that. The next question would be, okay, so we have got a question from a student. He said, I have been, I stayed 6 months on PSW and then I went back to my country and now I'd like to do a master's. If I come back, so will I be eligible for PSW again?
That means someone has got the PSW, then what did he do after spending 6 months as a PSW holder? He has returned to his country. Now he is coming back as a student and doing another master's course or something like that. And question is that after completing this master's course, will he be eligible to get the PSW once again? Answer is actually no. I'm sorry to say, because PSW is something you can say that once in a lifetime. I mean, you can get it only once, you cannot get it twice. And that's how they have designed it. So it's not the thing that someone has studied, regardless he has got entry clearance from back home, or he has renewed the visa here, he will not be able to get the PSW, or now it is known as graduate route. He will not be able to get the graduate route visa for the second time. I mean, he will only get it once, not twice. So unfortunately, he will not be able to get it again.
Okay. Thank you for advice. So the next question is, regarding dependents. I mean, the master students, still they can bring the spouse and children here in the UK, but there is a new rules coming. So how do you, think about that, and what should be your advice for the students right now? So,
Yes.
Okay, please.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you all know, I think by now you all know that from January 2024 and from January 2024, the bachelor level students and master's level students, but bachelor level students could not bring the spouse for some years now, but the master's level students, they could bring their spouse or the dependents in the UK. However, this route is being abolished now or suspended for the moment. And from 2024, only the PhD students will be able to bring their dependents in the UK. So that is the changes. I mean, obviously, you have seen over the years, since last few years now, after the Brexit, when they have started issuing so much visa to the students or some other routes, we have seen that most of the students, or many of the students, have brought their dependents in the UK. And obviously, the family life was going on. Unfortunately, I mean, the report says that the increment of bringing the dependents in the UK have gone up for, compared to previous some years. So they have stopped this. So unfortunately, yes, the master's level students will not be able to bring their dependents anymore from 2024. That's that's the news for the moment. But obviously, in near future, not near future, I don't know, maybe after a few years they will reopen that, and that's how it is. I mean, you will not be able to, if you complete your master's degree, then if you want to do PhD, or you go for a graduate route, and after ending the graduate route, if you do another PhD, then you can bring your dependents. Or if you are a master's student and already in the UK, if you want to bring your dependents, you can bring them now. You cannot apply for them from January 2024. If you, let's say, if you want to get married now and apply for them before, like by December. You shouldn't apply, or you shouldn't try to apply from January 2024. So that's the advice. I mean, this is the law, and we all are abide by the law. We are not above the law, so we have to follow this, unfortunately. So that's the currently the situation stands like this.
Okay, thank you for sharing. So related to this question, so let's say the student is coming from masters in January, he can't bring his spouse. So as you mentioned earlier, that PhD might be another route to bring the spouse. So what else? Is there anything other route like work permit or something you'd like to mention?
Yes, I mean, that's obviously another route. If someone is here already as a skilled worker, or planning to apply as a skilled worker migrant and get the skilled worker visa, or a student has completed the course, or has completed the course almost, nearly finishes the course and has entered to skilled worker, has switched to skilled worker category, then he or she can bring the dependents, or he or she can get married and bring the dependents. So that's how they can do. Skilled worker bringing the dependents is not an issue at this moment. It's only for the students, the masters and master's level students, they cannot bring the dependents. But skilled worker or the work permit holders, and also the route is also, another route is also called health and care worker visa holders, they can bring the dependents. Yes.
Okay, thanks for sharing. So related to this question, can you please update us regarding the switching visa category, for example, tier 2 to uh, tier 4 to tier 2 something else? There, I mean, a lot of discussion out there, and students are really confused whether they can switch their visa or not. So if you don't mind to update that.
Yes, that's a very, very vital question, actually. That's a very important question. And it is like, I mean, after suddenly this thing has happened on 17th of July, 2023. And they have published a new law. They have introduced a new rule and guidance on that day. It is started from 3 p.m. on that day. And what the law says that I would like to share the screen if there is any way.
Yes, yes.
Shall I try that way?
Yeah,
Uh, Google Chrome.
just please click the share screen.
Okay. Oh no, it is asking me to go to.
So dear students, please keep typing your questions. Of course, we're gonna pick up your questions, and our honorable guest gonna answer all of this. So stay tuned. So the next question, Salim Bhai, is how is immigration policy to the international students right now? If you just give us a brief, please.
Okay, I have to be a little bit I have to be critical here. Why? It seems that the government is being very, very strict since last few days. I have seen in 2 occasions I have seen that on 17th of July they have published suddenly they have published a new law that the student cannot switch to skilled worker category or work permit category unless they complete their course, or if they got the cost. Now cost means the letter from the employer, the confirmation of sponsorship, certificate of sponsorship. If they got the cost, now in the course the work start date has to be after the end of their course course ended, after the course ended, I mean the course after the course ending date, then the course work start date can happen. That's the thing they are saying. So for the normal students, many students who came from Bangladesh and many other countries, they could not complete the course fully. Maybe they just did 2 or 3 semesters but did not complete the course. Now they cannot switch to skilled worker visa. On top of that, only yesterday they have published another guidance. They are saying that if you are a student and now you want to become a dependent of a skilled worker migrant, still you need to complete the course before you switch to skilled worker dependents. I mean, if you want to switch to skilled worker, still you need to complete the course. If you want to switch to skilled worker dependents, still you need to complete the course. So it has been very harsh, I would say. And if you ask me that why the government has suddenly become so strict, I would say that obviously many students came, and you know what's happening, that many students have been switching to skilled worker categories. The universities are saying, university are now seeing that the students are not completing the course, they are not paying the full tuition fees, and middle of the course they are switching to the other category. So the universities put some pressure on the government, and government have become aware that if that thing being happened and the students are not completing the course, not paying the full fees to the universities, then all these big universities will collapse, or they will be losing students. They will be losing money as well. So they have put this new law that you have to complete the course in order to switch to skilled worker category. And completing the course means that you have completed the whole course, you have attended the exam, and you have made all the submissions, whatever needed. If you pass or fail, that doesn't matter. Regardless if you pass or fail, if you fail, still you can switch to skilled worker categories. Because the law is saying that you have completed the course. Law is not saying that you have successfully completed the course, you have passed the course. completing the course and passing the course is a little bit different. The meaning of completing is you just completed the course. You can pass or you can fail, but you need to complete the course. There was a case about in 2013, I remember, it went to the Supreme Court. What does the completing the course mean? Completing the course mean that you have completed the whole course as well as you have attended all the exams, you have submitted all the courseworks or dissertations, whatever. That means the completing the course. It is not saying that you have passed all the subjects and you have passed all the dissertations and everything. If you can fail, no problem, but you need to complete it. If you completed it, then you can switch to skilled worker categories.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for sharing. So now the most expected question is, what are the possible ways international students can get settled in the UK? So please share and in details as well, so that everyone can understand, and on the depending on your advice, they can make the decision, as I did. I mean, 13, probably 11 years ago. So that's why all we are here today.
Thank you very much. I mean, the thing is, rules are now different than those days, that students do not have much options to play around. Like students, after completing the study, they can switch to graduate route. Completing means after passing the course, actually, after passing the course successfully, they can switch to graduate route. But you know that graduate route only is for 2 years, and you cannot extend it. So within these 2 years, if they can find an employer, a good employer who can sponsor them, then they can also go for a skilled worker category. And after completing 5 years in the skilled worker category, they can settle in the UK. But I mean, student route is not a direct route that you can settle through that route. You have to find another route, another way to settle in the UK. It can be like, if you have completed the course, you can, if you find a sponsor and the sponsor is willing to sponsor you, willing to issue the course for you, you get the course, apply for a skilled worker category, and get the visa for a skilled worker and complete 5 years as a skilled worker, then you can switch. You can get the settlement. But there is, like, previously we had entrepreneur, which has been abolished in 2014. Prior to that, we had things called HSMP, highly skilled migrant program, that also is stopped. So that we do not have much routes now. Only available routes, or only routes we can think realistically which route they can go would be the skilled worker route. There are some other routes, but very, very unpopular, like innovator or innovator founder. Okay, those routes, I can briefly say that within a minute or two, I can say that innovator, why it is less popular, that you have to have a business plan, which is the idea of the business is innovative idea. I mean, no one did this sort of business in the UK before. You have to have that sort of business idea, and it has to be endorsed by an endorsing body. So the government has only allotted only 4 endorsing bodies, and out of these 4, you have to get from one of those. They have to endorse your business plan, which is, I believe, which is just next to impossible. That is why we don't see any people or any students or anybody is applying or getting the visa under that route. So it will not be useful to talk more about that route. So only achievable route could be the skilled worker category. So skilled worker, what you need to do after completing the course, I wish you successfully pass the course. If you have passed the course, then you have got an UK degree and UK certificate. Then many employer will like to see that you have completed the UK degree and UK course. So you have got UK graduation or UK master's degree. You apply various places, as many places as possible. Every day you keep applying, and try to contact the employers, and if they can sponsor you. Nowadays, government has granted many sponsors license to many companies. So many companies may be could be interested to hire you, because only thing they would know that if they hire you, you will at least work for them for next 5 years. That's for sure. So that's something they are going to achieve, that one loyal employee who will be with them minimum for 5 years. So 5 years is guaranteed. So that's how sometimes some employers become interested. So you should keep applying to get the job. You keep applying everywhere. And another thing is, if you think that you want to go for health and care worker visa, especially for as a care worker, then I can also suggest that after completing the course, or meanwhile you are studying the course, you can work for one of the care companies. It can be care home or care agency. As you have got 20 hours right to work, you can work 20 hours for them, part-time for the moment, and you keep doing various training programs with them, and through other providers as well. You get some certificates, you learn more, you do part-time work as a care worker. Then at the end of your study, you approach them that, look, I have been working for you, although it's for part-time, but you know that I am a good worker and I have been working for you. And if you do not have any complaint or anything, you also approach them that I do not have complaint against me. And if you give me opportunity to work for full-time, I am obliged to work for that. I will be grateful, and I will be working for you for many years for you. So if you can convince them, then it's fine. I mean, so you have got a career there. Then you get the job, you get the cost from them, apply to the home office, get the visa. After completing the course, you need to do all those things. Then you start completing 5 years. End of 5 years, you get settled. That's how it is, the possibility, because you have to find your own way. If you do not try yourself, no one will help you. So you need to keep trying from now. Try to complete the course, as the home office is suggesting. If you do not complete the course, you cannot switch to skilled worker category. You go to the university regularly, 1 or 2 years course. If you are in masters, that's a 1 year course. You try hard this 1 year. This is your life. This 1 year, let's say this is your fighting. This is your fighting against your destiny. Okay, you fight for your life, for your future. Or if you're in bachelor course, no matter, you keep doing it. Try to pass. It is not so hard. People pass it. I see that people come from other countries and they pass the course. If other people can pass, you can also pass. Okay, if you keep trying. And if you leave the course, then actually the future is not very bright. But the home office current rule says that if you do not complete the course, you cannot switch to skilled worker category. And as I said, that other categories are highly difficult or next to impossible. There is not much other categories left now at this moment. So I mean, you should just continue doing the course, and then while you are doing the course, try to find an employer, work for them minimum 20 hours, because you got 20 hours right to work. Try to get more training course and other things relevant to your employment. End of the course, you approach to the employer, ask them to sponsor you. Nowadays, it's not very difficult to get a sponsor license for many employers. If they are an established business for some years now, they can get the license very easily. So that's how it can be. That's how the students can plan their future and try to get settlement in the UK.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing a lot of insights. So if I just summarize it, what I understood is work permit is the best option, tier 2. And also there are some other options as well, like innovator and founder, but that's a bit difficult. Okay, so we sometimes we get some sort of questions, like as you suggested them, after finishing your graduate visa, then before that, just look for the employer so that you can get a sponsorship. So some of the students, they said, okay, by this 2 years time, I haven't got. So probably I need a little bit more time. I'm just in a conversation with the employers. So by this time, can I do another master's, or can I go for PhD to extend that route? So what's your opinion? What's your advice?
Yes, it's possible. Just bear in mind that in the in the degree level. A student can be in the UK in a degree level for up to 5 years, and in a master's level for another year. So that's the maximum limitation for a student. Let's say someone has done one master's and doing another master's now, they can do it. They can do it, no problem. So so they can do it. No. In master's level, not 1 year. Master's level is altogether 3 years. I'm sorry. So 5 years and 3 years. 5 years for the bachelor level and another 3 years for master's level. So they can, if they want to do second master's after the graduate route, which is known as PSW. After the PSW, if they want to go back to study and want to do another master's, it's open to them. They can do it if the university accept them and give them CAS. Then, and also they will need, as they will be applying as a fresh student, this is not extension. This is not an extension, student visa extension application. So they have to have a maintenance fund in their bank account while they will be switching from graduate route to student visa. You also suggested if they can do PhD, yes. If they are accepted by the universities to do the PhD in the university, yes, they can do. So they can do, and after that, if they want to switch to skilled worker, they can also do that. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for sharing. So just to relate to the previous answer you have given us, and you advised our students to look for earlier the employers to have some sort of experience or relationship with them. So what's the best strategy to find out the employers who has got already tier 2 license? I mean, who can sponsor? Is there any way students can find the list to the employer so that they can choose and they can approach to them and they can go for it?
Yes, there is a list, and the Home Office is always updating the list. It's every week they publish the new list. You only need to type in Google. You need to type list of the employers skilled worker sponsor. If you type that sort of wordings, it will come up. A link will come up, and you can see a very big list. You can see the list. Of course, you can check the employer name should be there. You can check, it's a chronology, I mean it's alphabetic order, like when we search something in the dictionary, it is something like that, alphabetic order. So you can find the employers list in the Home Office website. You only need to search for skilled worker sponsor list. If you search something like that, it will come up.
Okay, thanks for sharing. So okay, as you mentioned, a lot of ways to get it settled in the UK. So in this regard, how you and your firm can help our students, if you just mention a bit?
I mean, obviously, we can only help them to make the application if they can find an employer. If they want to approach the employer, they have to do it on their own. But what we can also do, if they talk to the employer, let's say they have found an employer, the employer is happy to sponsor them. However, the employer does not have the sponsor license. Okay, then if the employer wants, we can apply for the sponsor license for them. And obviously, we have dealt with many sponsor license applications. So I believe that if everything is okay, the employer can provide some very basic documents, then we'll be able to get the sponsor license for the employer. So once the employer got a sponsor license, the employer can sponsor that student or the whoever is interested to be sponsored by that sponsor. So first of all, we can help the employers to get the sponsor license, and also we act as a legal advisor or legal representative of many employers. So we can assign the cost for them. We can check that the cost, there is no mistake in the cost. The cost is assigned in accordance with the Home Office rules and regulations. The salary, what you are providing, it is in accordance with the Home Office requirements, and all the cost has been assigned properly. Then at the end, we can make the visa application for the students or the migrant. Then I hope that there will be no mistake at whatsoever, because we have got some very good, in my team, I have got some very good people who have been working tirelessly all day, and they have been dealing with these matters, and under my supervision though, they have been working tirelessly and they have been doing very great. So I hope that's how we can help them. First of all, we can get a sponsor license for their employer, we can issue the course, and we can look after the the compliance side of the sponsors, license maintenance, all those things, and then we can assign the course on behalf of the employer. At the end, we can apply for their skilled worker visa application, and if there is any dependent, we can also apply for the dependents as well. So that's how we can help them.
Thank you so much for sharing. So dear students, please type in the chat box if you are getting benefit out of this. Just I'd like to see some yes from you. So next question is Salim bhai, so where we're gonna find you? What's the easiest and best way to approach you so that we can get your service? If you just mention, please.
Thank you. My name is Solicitor Muhammad Salim. Obviously, if you just simply type my name, Solicitor Muhammad Mohammad, surname is Salim, you will see in the Google first 3-4 pages, you will find me. Every single, from the very beginning, you will find me. I'm everywhere in online, even in social media, everywhere. However, if I say that where I am located, my office name is Wilden Legal Solicitors, and address, the head office address where I sit most of the times, the head office address is 2-12 Cambridge Heath Road, London E1 5QH, and phone number is 0207 423 9977. That's the phone number. And our Central London office is in 5 Chancery Lane. I do not go there every day. I go every week or every other week, and some people work there on behalf of me. So that is in 5 Chancery Lane. But of course, if you are in London, and we are here in Whitechapel area, we are just opposite of the Sainsbury's, in the junction of Barclays Bank and Sainsbury's. So we are there. So that's where we are located. We got a website, wildenlegal.com. So that is it.
Okay. So the last question is, so if someone mentioned they are the clients from hassle-free education, so what are the special advantage or bonus you can offer to our students?
Of course, we will look after, first of all, we will treat them, although we treat all the clients with our highest level, but we will give them, what I can say, we can give them special attention, of course, because it has been referred by you or hassle-free education. I know hassle-free education has been doing tremendously well. They are doing very great. They are a good student consultancy firm, and serving the students and helping the students for some years now, many years now. So as the students are so happy on them, I will make sure that the people who are coming from hassle-free education, I will make them equally happy, inshallah. So our service will be like that level, number one. And number two is, I will try to give discount minimum 10%. That's, I announced it today. There was any prior thinking on it, but I will give some discounts, 10%, or try to give more if possible, to the students who have been referred by hassle-free education. That's one thing. And secondly, for one day on, especially on Friday, if possible, if it is referred by hassle-free education, any students, I will do my initial consultation for free of charge, only on Friday, not every day. I cannot do it on every day because of a high volume of work. And usually I charge £60 for my half-an-hour consultation, but only on Friday, if it is referred by the organization hassle-free education, then I'll see those students completely free of charge for half an hour, for the single students or many students, whatever, no problem. On the Friday, on every week Friday, inshallah, I'll be serving them the initial consultation will be free of cost. Okay, only they need to give the referral that they have been referred by Hassle-Free Education. I think that will be very helpful for them.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's a great honor from you, Salim Bhai. I really appreciate it. So now we're gonna get some live questions. So, dear students, so electronically you can raise your hand. So just click that button, and I will unmute yourself, and I need to ask your questions to our guest solicitor Muhammad Salim, and you will get your answer. So who is ready to ask the question right now? Okay, so Bedi raise hand. Okay, so unmuting yourself. Can you please just unmute yourself and ask your question?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can.
Thank you both of you for giving us this opportunity. So far, my question is, what are the requirements for small businesses to give us like a sponsorship for us as international worker? Since I'm like a master student visa, I will be graduated this September. So, and I'm gonna apply for these 2 years.
Yeah, I got the question. What you are asking, that in order to apply for a sponsor license application, what documents would be needed for an employer? I give you I tell you the list of the documents, but from this list, the employer has to have minimum 4 documents. Okay, so first of all, they have to have employer's liability insurance for minimum £3 million. That's not very, it sounds £3 million, but the employer's liability insurance is not so expensive. Usually it's £1 to £200 per year or something like that. Could be a little bit more for some of the companies. So it's for minimum £5 million employer's liability insurance. Then you have to have an accounts prepared by the accountant who is a registered accountant in the UK. Registered body could be CIMA, ACCA, ACA, something like that. Then you have to have, the company has to have, if the company can have the VAT registration certificate, that is also needed. Then PAY reference number, accounts office reference number. These 2 things together is actually 1 document. Then CT 600 and CT 603, these 2 documents are actually combinedly would be treated as 1 document. Then last 12 months bank statements, then lease documents or ownership documents or tenancy agreement of the premises the company is actually having. So all these are the requirements, but I have given you a big list. Out of this list, they have to have minimum 4. Apart from that, there is another thing called Appendix A questionnaire. They have to give all the proper answers of this Appendix A questionnaire. Then they have to provide hierarchy of the company. They have to also provide the authorizing officers, who will be the authorizing officer, his or her details, and that person's proof of ID, all those things. So these are the basic requirements, but the very important thing is justifying the Appendix A questionnaires. This is the question that why you want to get the license, and have you identified any employee? If you have identified that, how did you identify, and on what basis did you try to get that sort of employee from local market? And all those things are questions are there. You have to give proper answer. You have to deal with these questions, and also supporting documents, as I mentioned earlier, those documents, as many as you can produce. And there's a form, application form. There's a fees for it, £535. And if you can get priority service, then you need to pay another £500 on top of that £535. This is the total thing that would be needed, documents and the information you need to provide while you are making a sponsor license application for an employer.
Wow, I wish I could know all of this when I was a student. So Salim Bhai, thank you so much. You revealed everything, and it's going to help students a lot to explore a lot of opportunities, talking with their employers as well. So next question from Said. Said, can you please unmute yourself and ask your question?
Hi,
Hello.
my name is Said. First of all, thank you so much arranging this kind of such a beautiful, helpful conversation in virtual.
No problem.
My question is, I'm in dependent visa right at the moment. My wife finished her masters here. Now we are in PSW. Last year, we have a baby here in August, and this year, in this month, we switched to PSW. But my question is, I didn't do my baby's passport here at the moment. Should I need to do the, the PSW like dependent visa? Should I need to do for my baby as well?
Yes, I mean, if you want your baby to have a visa because you want to travel outside the UK with the baby, then of course the baby has to have a visa. In order to get the visa or biometric card on as a dependent graduate route dependents, the baby first of all has to have a passport from the local embassy, Bangladesh High Commission, if you are from Bangladesh. Then
Yep.
then obviously you need to make the application as a PBS dependent for the baby. And if you think it is not mandatory that you have to have the baby's visa now at this moment. If you want to do it a little later, after 6 months or after 1 year, even at the end of your graduate route visa, when you will switch to another category, at that point of time, if you want to join the baby as your dependent that for that category, you can do so during that time. It doesn't matter that it will not, I mean, it will not be any problem for you if you do not get the visa now. But if you, as I said, that if you have any plan to visit outside the UK, let's say you want to go to Bangladesh in December, then you should have the visa. Otherwise, the baby cannot travel or baby cannot go and come back. So you have to have a passport, first of all, then you need to make the application for the baby. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
As I said, that it is not mandatory for you, but if you want to do, you can. The latest you can do would be when you will be applying for another visa end of this graduate route. That time you apply for the baby as well. That's the latest. But if you want to do it now, you can do it now as well.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for answering. So next question is from nickname is Graham. So can you please introduce yourself and ask your question?
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Hassan Habib and Mr. Mohammed Salim for this event. I really appreciate because I've learned a lot of things from this. My own question is last year, 2022, I came to the UK as a student, but something happened. Before I left, I had missed my enrollment deadline. My visa came just 2 days to the end of my enrollment. And so I communicated with my visa advisors, my university visa advisors, and then they told me that they can see that my university is in. Sorry, initially I contacted my university and then they told me to speak to the faculty, which I did. After communicating with the faculty said that they were not going to extend my enrollment deadline. So I decided to communicate to the.
Sorry, so they're not going to extend what, sir? Mr. Graham?
The faculty said they were not going to extend the enrollment deadline.
Okay.
On my
Enrollment
studies.
deadline, okay.
Yes. So I decided to communicate with the visa advisor, the university visa advisors about my case. So they told me that they could see that the university is that my faculty is in the process of extending my enrollment, that I should just go ahead, do my online enrollment and make preparations to come.
Okay.
So I went ahead, did my online enrollment, and then I took the next my enrollment. I got a flight 3 days after my enrollment deadline, and I came. So by the time I reached, the border force asked me why I was just coming, because they know that students had stopped coming for a long time and all that. So I told them that this was my case, and I even paid for a priority visa, and which was supposed to take 5 working days, but then it took 1 month, and this was my plight and everything. So they said, okay, let them ring the school to be sure that they are satisfied with my coming. So on calling the university, the faculty said they are not extending my enrollment, and they had told me that. And so the border force came and asked me if I had a personal problem with the university, because other students came, and some of them, because they were already in the UK, the university decided to allow them in. But my own case, the university is refusing to accept me. And so they decided to cancel my visa under 9.25.1. And then they allowed me to go and say I'll come back the following day for my flight. So I went, and then in fact, it was a very sad experience for me, because I was just confused at that point. When I came back, I was very, very depressed and everything. But then I decided to speak with a former entry clearance officer. And so he told me that I can still go ahead and make an application for a student visa. After making an application, I made an application around, I think, 3rd of June this year. And then 3 days later, they sent me an email. They sent me an email requesting for additional document, telling me that they need the evidence of the source of my funds and everything. And I don't know, I've never seen such situation. I only know that you have to hold funds for about 28 days and everything. And my mom has saved this money for me for some time, for about 3 to 4 years. When she retired a long time, she's no longer working, but she had saved the money for me for some time now.
Graham,
And
thank
so,
you. Thank you. I think
yeah,
Mr. Salim got you. So can you please just make it short, because we have got
sorry,
some.
yes, I'm almost done. They are requesting for the evidence of the source of funds.
Mhm.
So at that point, I don't know what, I don't know what to send to them now, because they gave me, I think they gave me till August 1st, August, because there's 10 working days. So they gave me August 10th. So at this point, what do you think I should send as an evidence of source of funds?
Okay, I've got some supplementary questions for you. Did you get the money from your mother's bank account to your account?
No, I did not. I used my mom's bank account.
Or you used your mom's bank account, because
Yes,
there is an option that you can use your parents' account. So where did
yes,
mom got the money from? You said that it is her savings, right?
yes,
Okay,
savings.
yes. Since how long she has got those money?
She has saved it for about 4 to 5 years. I even used it for the last application.
Right. I mean, you need to ask your mom that where she has got this money from, whether it is from her previous, as you said that she is now retired.
Yes,
She has got it from her employer, and she can submit those documents, then it's fine. And also you need to provide an explanation or a declaration from your mom stating that she has saved this money over the years, over the many years, like 4 or 5 years you were saying. And she used to work for this company. This is the evidence. You need to produce those evidence that where she used to work, and if there is any pay slips or any other such documents where you can demonstrate that how much money she used to get every month from the employer. So you need to submit all those documents. And also, as I said, that a proper declaration from your mom is stating that she has saved this money over these years, and now she is giving this money for your study purpose. So then you must submit it. You do not miss the deadline. If you think that you cannot submit it before the deadline, you should email them before the deadline. Like if the deadline is 1st of August, you must email them by 1st of August, asking them to give you more time. If you need more time, you ask more time now before the deadline. If you do not ask it, they will assume that you did not produce any documents, so they can refuse the visa. So if you need more time, you ask them, they will give you more time. By that time, you submit all these documents which I have just mentioned to you.
okay. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Next question. Sakib Shah. He wrote, I got the email for my student visa that the application has not been straightforward. So what could be the reason for this, and what's the solution?
Yeah, what sort of visa application he made?
Student visa.
Student visa. Okay, sometimes if some of the people may have previous immigration history, let's say previous refusal or something, that time they need to check that the previous immigration history and all those applications which he made. That is why they can it can take longer time. Sometimes, let's say they have submitted some documents, the Home Office needs to verify that, or they need to verify something with the university, or they think that they will take some sort of interview of this student. Then they need more time, so that then they send sometimes they send this sort of email that this is not an straightforward, so we cannot give a decision within 15 working days, the standard time, so we need more time. Then sometimes they come back. Even I have seen many cases that they have sent this sort of email, after a few days they have granted the visa. So it is very difficult exactly what happened to your file, why they have sent this email. You would only need to wait for the next step from the Home Office. I would suggest that I would say that it happens for many students. So it can be various reasons, because they don't give you the exact reason why they are saying that it is not straightforward. It could be many things, as I said, that it could be previous immigration history, it could be verifications with other bodies, all those things. So you just wait, they will contact you in due course. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing. So next question is from Atikur Rahman. He is asking, what could be the suitable time to apply for visa extension or PSW after completing the course?
Okay. Obviously, after completing means after passing the course, once the university confirms you that they have updated their record in their SMS system, and they tell you that from that date you can apply until your visa expires. You can apply within this period. If you think that you have got a good job offer and they want you to have the full-time visa, then you can get the PSW as soon as possible. Some people think that no, I have got student visa left for 4 months or 6 months, something like that. I have finished the course early, so, and I have got right to work now full time, because it is not term time. This is the vacation period. You have completed the course, it is now vacation period, you can still work for full time. Some people think that I will apply after at the end of my current leave, because if you have planned to complete 10 years in the UK, then you never know at the end of all these visas, these few months can be very crucial at the end of that, the 10 years or something like that. So you will take a decision on your own that whether switching to PSW right now will be better, or at the end of your current leave it will be better. So you just calculate that way, that whether you want the full-time job right now, a good job right now, or you already have a good job, so you can utilize the few months left, utilize the time which is still with your student visa. You can decide that way. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for answering. So last two questions we're gonna take, because it's going over an hour. I'm so sorry, Salim Bhai.
No problem.
So Nabil, can you please just unmute yourself and ask your question?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. You okay? Yeah. Hope so you're doing well. Thank you for this beautiful, knowledgeable conversation. I just want to know something. If a student does not complete his course, either he completed his course duration and submitted a fee, but he didn't pass his degree, so can he just switch his visa after the course?
Switch his visa to skilled worker category.
Skilled worker category, but he didn't pass the degree. He just submitted the fee and completed the course. Can he switch?
Yes, answer is yes. As I said earlier, and that completing the course means there is a case law some few years old, and also unfortunately I could not share my screen. If I could have shared my screen, I could show you something from my computer. I'm not highly probably I'm not highly skilled in technical side, so I missed it. So what I tell you that completing the course means you have attended the lectures and all the lectures mostly, and you have attended all the exams, you have attended, you have submitted all the dissertations or coursework or whatsoever, and you have done everything. That means you have completed the course. If it doesn't matter if you have passed all the subjects or passed some of the subjects and failed some of the subjects, still you have completed the course. Completing the course means you have attended the whole course, you have attended the exam, regardless you pass or fail. This means you have completed the course. There is a case law, and this is 100% sure. They are not saying that you have passed the course. If you go to graduate route guidance, you will see that they have written you have successfully passed, you have successfully completed and passed the course. So in order to go to graduate route, you need to pass the course, and in order to go to skilled worker route, you need to complete the course. Passing the course and completing the course is there are some difference between these two. You can fail the course, but if you can complete you have to complete the course. Okay, let's say you have got 10 subjects, you have passed in 7 subjects, you have failed in 3 subjects. It's still okay. You can claim that you have completed the course, then you can move to skilled worker category. Okay, I think that helps you. That will answer your question.
Thank you so much. The last question we're gonna take from Olil Lakon. And before answering this question, Salim Bhai, if you just share, because I got a question from him, can students ask for asylum, and what are the possibilities to get it? That's the additional question. So before answering this question, just I'd like to request Olil Lakon. Can you please just ask your question?
Hello, thank you, Hassan Habib Bhai and Hassel for the education. I know is Salim Bhai is a well-known person, is not only UK but also is all over the world, and he's a very famous person as a Facebook friend. He is my friend as well, but I is a famous person. So I is a related, not the student, is a related question about the asylum, as Hassan Habib Bhai already related with Mr. Salim Bhai. But the question is, I have a appeal right, and the date was 14th of February, and my lawyer was Imperium Chamber, Mr. Paul Turner, and you got conversation, Mr. Paul Turner. Sometimes I watch as well, and Mr. Paul Turner was posted the video. The question is, he made mistake. He didn't let me know the court time. He didn't attend the court, and I didn't get any letter from in my address, and I didn't get any message to my phone as well. So he didn't attend, and by the time he dismissed the case, the Home Office, the Taylor House, he didn't dismiss the case. He just gave me some link. If why you didn't attend, but all the mistake have done by Mr. Paul Turner. So what can I do now?
Okay, it is very sad to know that. Is the chamber or Mr. Paul Turner is agreeing that it is their mistake? They made the blunder and they failed to notify you. They failed to attend the hearing. Are they agreeing that or not?
They are not agreeing, but they agreeing different way. He just give one statement to the Home Office. He just did. I have due for £500, but he made. So for the reason he didn't, like I paid £7,000, for example, for 2 times.
Yeah.
So his clerk gave me message that why you didn't pay £500, and that's why I didn't let you know. This is the agreement he tell me, but this is the agreement. He didn't sign it. He gave one statement, but he didn't sign it. He take my signature. He check my signature. He take Mr. Clark's signature. He take caseworker signature. But whatever he written on the statement, that was not right. But the writing related, yeah, they didn't say their mistake. They blame on me.
Okay, got it.
Okay, I answer it. Okay, what it is very sad to know that one professional guy has made that sort of blunder, or his office has made that sort of blunder. What you can do, you can, I would suggest to complain against although I know him quite well. He also knows me, the whole chamber knows me. But when I am advising a client, I will only see the legal framework of it, your rights. I will prevail that one only. You have every right to complain against the chamber. You have every right to write to the bar council, because they are regulated by the bar council. And if you have that sort of proof, then you approach to the court. You need to write to the court that happened, that I have never been informed. If it's relevant to the money, they could ask me money to pay. There is no such evidence or something, and they never let me know that this is your date of hearing, this is the date to submit the documents, I mean known as appellant's bundle or skeleton argument. You need to make this sort of payment to us, otherwise we will not be able to serve you. So if they haven't written anything like that, you have every right to sue them. You have every right to make a complaint against them. And then if the complaint is accepted by the bar council, then you approach to the court to reopen the case. Okay, it's not impossible, because nowadays we get the notifications through My HMCTS only. Okay, My HMCTS is an online portal where we submit all the appeals, and we became aware because we get a notification in our email, and we also log in every day, several hours we log in, and we check the updates of the cases. If they have failed to do so, you have every right to make a complaint, and you can go for, even you can go to legal ombudsman, all those things. They have to agree if you have all the evidences, as you have said that you have paid them the money they asked for, but they failed to inform you in due course that what is the status of your appeal. So you have every right to make a complaint, and on the basis of that complaint, you can go back to the court and ask them to dismiss actually they have to give you permission to appeal against the judgment of first-tier tribunal. It has to be done in upper tribunal, though. The upper tribunal will remit back to the case to the first-tier tribunal, and it will be reheard. There will be another date of hearing. If you can demonstrate, if you can prove all these things, then you carry on like this. Okay, you go for the hearing again. Okay, and of course it is very sad to know that. I have full sympathy in this regard. Okay, thank you.
So before finishing, just Salim bhai, if you just answer my question. So some of the students asking for can students go for asylum, and what are the possibilities to get it?
Okay, anyone can claim asylum once they are in the UK border, UK land, or in the airport or wherever. If they think, anyone means if they think that my life would be in danger if I go back to my country. And because of my belief, because of my political belief or political position, because of being a member of a particular group, because of my religion, because of such thing, if they think that we have got big fear, if we go back to our country, we will be persecuted, and the state will not support me. State means the government. The government will not. Let's say I am being tortured by somebody in my country, and I have gone to the police, and police and court is actually taking the case, and they are acting fairly, and they are I'm getting fair trial. If is the case, then of course I do not have any fear in that country. I cannot claim asylum. I can claim asylum, but the claim will not be successful. In order to claim the asylum, you have to have strong evidences, and you have to have a strong case to prove before the Home Office that if you go back to your country, you will be persecuted, and the state is not supporting you. You will not get any shelter from the state. In that way, of course, if you have that sort of scenario, then you can claim the asylum. Claiming the asylum, of course, is not very difficult, but succeed in the asylum would be very, very difficult, because you would say that the ratio of the success is very low. People say that if I was involved with this political party, and for that I want to claim asylum, I want you to grant me refugee status. That's not enough. You have to prove that how it has prevented you to stay in your country, how you think that because of your political opinion you will be tortured in Bangladesh or in your country, in Ghana, in Nigeria, or in Pakistan, wherever. So you need to demonstrate that thing. If you cannot demonstrate that, claiming asylum, as I said, not very difficult, it's easy, but succeeding in asylum will be very difficult. And of course, once you claim asylum, that you can say that that's the last resort, because your fingerprints, your biometric will be shared all over the Europe. Okay, if you claim asylum in the UK, then later on, after few years, if you want to go to France or Germany or Spain or Italy, wherever, once you provide your biometric, they will find that you have claimed asylum in the United Kingdom, because all these countries, European countries, under ECHR means European Convention for Human Rights. There is a treaty between all these countries. They signed it in 1951. I mean, after the Second World War. So in that, I mean, if you claim asylum, it is highly likely, if you do not succeed in your asylum claim, it is highly likely that your future any other applications in these countries, including UK, will be refused. So before you claim asylum, you think twice that this is your last resort in order to stay in the country. If you think that your life will be in danger if you go back to your country, and you can prove that, you have got evidences, and you have got genuine case, then of course you can claim asylum. And no one is preventing you to claim asylum. I mean, if someone asks me the question, can the students claim asylum? As I said, anyone can claim asylum, regardless he got a student visa or any other visa, visitor visa, or he has come in this country without even having any visa, come to the UK with lorry or something like that. They can claim asylum, no problem. But succeeding in asylum is the key thing you need to decide. Okay. Thank you. I think that will give some idea regarding the asylum. Okay. We can't hear you, Mr. Habib.
So before finishing, would you like to pass any remark or any comment that you think we missed out?
I wish all students especially very best, because they have come to this country with very big hope. They have got I mean, they are very young, they have got whole life ahead. So I mean, they have to I would also suggest that if they can complete the study, that would be very helpful for their future journey in this country. Because as you have seen, that since 17th of July, the Home Office has declared that if you do not complete the course, you will not be able to switch to next category, such as skilled worker. So skilled worker is one route which is now readily available. So if you want to switch to that route and get settled in this country, then you have to complete the course. As you have come in this country after spending a lot of money, the money probably have been given by your parents. The parents have saved this money for many years. Like Mr. Graham told us today, that his mother has saved money for some years. His mother worked hard, definitely, to save the money. So all of our parents, your parents, saved money, because you did not earn this money. You got this money from your parents mostly. Or sometimes I have seen the parents have sold some properties, parents have sold some ornaments, parents have sold some, or got loan from somewhere. So if you cannot complete the study, and if you cannot switch to a better category, and if you cannot settle, then actually there's no point of wasting this money. There's no point of being in this country as an as a migrant who does not have any valid leave or something like that. So try to complete your case, your course, then try to settle this. Okay, so settle in the UK. So I think that will be helpful for for the students. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I have got some other questions, but I haven't taken those because it's related to university study and all that stuff. So I have shared my WhatsApp number in the chat box. So regards to university study, later on tomorrow, you can give me a call on WhatsApp and I'll answer you. So thank you, Selim Bhai, for your time today. So I appreciate it. And thank you. I believe that the way you helped me out, you're gonna help each and every student here who's gonna approach you. Thank you so much, and
Thank you very
everyone.
much, Kate. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me here. Thank you.